And good night to Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, wherever you're listening, locally, regionally, internationally. We say a good night to you. It is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I will be with you until the 10 o'clock hour. Indeed, we say a special good night to all of you joining us via the Facebook, all of you joining us via YouTube, We Noise Radio and TV. And we do hope that you have had a wonderful day thus far and are having a wonderful night. Yeah? It is a Friday night, so the phone lines are open. Yes, you can call us direct on 440-7377. You know, sometimes you work, sometimes. Yeah, once we answer, you could go ahead. Yeah, 440-7377 direct. You can call us on the WhatsApp, which is always clearer. You can call us on the WhatsApp there. And you can also call us on 421-7279, WhatsApp only. It's been quite an eventful day. Quite a bit of information regarding various things coming out today. Why am I getting hiccups now? Also, all the time for me to get hiccup. Why the hiccup want to take me now as soon as I start the program? Yes, indeed. Today we've heard of we've heard of some of we've heard that the Nigerians now have visa-free access to Grenada. We heard that today. We heard from the Grenada Union of Teachers, and they are saying that the information therein contained in that press release by the government of Grenada is misleading. Yeah, that there are several aspects of that information that are misleading. So they held a press conference this morning where they sought to clarify certain aspects of what was contained in that press release by the Ministry of Education. They're basically saying that, no, it's much more than 17 teachers that are being affected by the non-payment, that they, the union, have been in constant contact with the government of Grenada regarding this issue, the Ministry of Education, that they were in constant contact with them regarding that. And up to this point in time, teachers still are not receiving their money. I mean, a lot of time was spent going over some of the things that teachers do, and the same normal thing that we hear from the president of the Teachers Union over and over again at every press conference. And even throwing words for, well, not me, but throwing words for some of the folks who have been commenting on social media regarding the trade union itself and its relationship with the government. Yeah, he even addressed a bit of that. But I think that the union leader is misunderstanding what, in the case of people like myself, what we're saying. We're saying that there seemed to have been one set of rules for when the new National Party was in office, and there seemed to be a new set of rules for the NDC. Yeah, there seem to be two different sets of rules. I'm going to have to take a short break and get some water, you know. Yeah, I'm going to have to take a short break and get some water. night that I have not, that don't have my ginger tea with me, that I usually have right at the side, is when the throat decides that he wants to act up. No, there quite a lot of dust this week, huh? The Sahara dust, and it is affecting my throat. No, not my breathing, just my throat, yeah? My breathing is okay. So as I was saying, I think that the president of the Teachers Union is misunderstanding what some of us are saying. I'm not saying that they need to strike. I'm not saying that the Grenada Union of Teachers needs to go on the streets. I'm not saying that they need to take industrial action that deprives children of their education or their extracurricular activities. I'm not saying that they should take any of those actions. I'm saying that for things less than what is happening now, they took those actions before. So the hypocrisy as obtains regarding how they treat with one government as opposed to the other is glaring. That's simply it. Yeah? The easiest way to put it. There were one set of rules by that particular trade union regarding how they dealt and how they protested things under the new National Party administration. Day of rest and reflection, no extracurricular activities, the taking to the streets, all these different things. That was the way that they dealt with things under the NNP. Yeah? When it had the 4%, they had to get increased and so on, and they were arguing for a different, that was the behavior. And we're saying that now you have teachers that for the entire school year having problems in getting their salaries, and you don't even take any of those kind of action. In fact, just to say that they take action, because understand the nonsense that's going on here. Just to say that they take action, they wait until when school about to close to say they're going and take industrial action. When school about to close. Yeah? Not while school is going on, when you have more of an effect on the government by taking action at that point in time. They wait until school about to close. Because school will be closing in just a couple weeks, not months, you know. School will be closing in a couple weeks. It's just about 3 weeks for some of those students in school, some of them even 2 for them in school. And then after that, all they know about in the next few days, all they're going to be hearing about is graduations. It's only if they want to decide that they want to strike during the period of the graduation. We know that ain't taking place. You're wearing the union t-shirts and the red armband, all well and good. But that pales in comparison to the actions that were taken during the period of the new National Party. For much, much less than simply not paying teachers for a whole school year. Much, much less than that. Yeah? And I think I may have somewhere here. Yes, I think I do have part of his presentation today. And I want you all just to listen to part. We ain't going to play too much of it. Just part of his presentation today. Because it says what are some of the problems that they have been having with... you listen to it for yourself. Yeah? You listen to it for yourself. Let me just get this out of here first. Yeah, you have to listen to it for yourself. Where is that? Come on. Right, nice. And I'm just making sure. Oh, yes, good night to all of you. I'm just seeing your messages. Good night to all of you. And let me just play a little something from Teacher Jude. Or as I just call him Jude as Jude. Let me play a little something from him here.
Or we must get paid on time. And what we're saying here, enough is enough. And the Grenada Union of Teachers would not tolerate that and allow that to continue for its members. And we will take a stand until this matter is settled. We will take a stand until this matter is settled. We also want the general public to know. We want the general public to know that this salary, look at we have it here. The ministry put out a release and they're saying about Most of the matters was settled and thing. Before we come on this press conference here, we do a little calling around. The duty doesn't operate so. We have our mechanisms and everything in place, in proper order. Don't play with the Grenada Union of Teachers. Things are in proper order. So we always do our research. Out of the very 17, and we know it's more than 17, just about 3 or 4 persons they pay. And how come they pay? They pay now because we had a press conference the last time and we bring it out in the public. Last week we had a press conference. And they are here now, we're taking action. Well, how come they paying? If you could pay 4, you could pay all. Where is the urgency? Everybody calling now and everybody thinking. Because we're taking action. So that's why you tell me this kind of slavery mentality in the ministries and other places. So you're taking us for granted and you're taking us for a joke and them teachers and workers. And only when we decide now to take action, you run into things and to pay. So it means if you could pay after the month, they didn't even pay the teachers at the end of May. They didn't pay them at the end of May to say when they promised we brought the data to them, you know. We brought the data to them and they cut in style with our own data and information and sending out things to the public that is ours. They supposed to even ask us a permission to send it out because it's ours, the info. And you telling me at that stage, you didn't pay some of the teachers September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. All the time we coming to you and begging you and telling you that in all places. But when we decide to take action and step up the momentum now, for all this time, you could pay. So who doing it? How come now you could move speedily to pay 4? 4, you know. So what happened to the rest? And it's much more than the 70. And may I say to the nation and to the Ministry of Education, while they're saying that they're paying all these persons, we did our research. Even for the salary increases for government for the period 2026, there are 34 teachers who didn't get salary increases. We did our research through the Shropshire Council. So that's besides the 17 and much more, you know. For salary increases for the period 2026, 34 teachers did not receive the increase. And many of these teachers did not get the retroactive payments for the increases. So what the ministry doing? And the Ministry of Finance and other places. So you telling me now that they don't know some of the teachers didn't get paid? We working with you, the big Ministry of Education who have all the technology and data and all the people, they're the professionals. You're supposed to know once a teacher didn't get paid and such and so, that's supposed to come back on your computers and on your stuff and the people that you have in the Ministry of Education. It should have something to flag that. And you're supposed to work on that expeditiously.
But remember, this is the same government that this individual is telling us is the best government, that they have done the most for teachers. There's the same government. One thing you cannot say is that the New National Party did not used to pay. They used to get the money and they get it on time. Yes, they had the doc salary, that whole issue there with the doc salary and so on. That was, and when they went to court with it, they did lose the case, but the government had already paid it back. This NDC government had already paid it back. But at the end of the day, what the government of the day did at that time was not illegal. Yeah? So when he comes now, and he comes with a different set of rules, again, look when he's deciding to take the industrial action. They wasn't paid last month either. He didn't say last month, let's take industrial action and put some pressure on the administration to pay these teachers. He's still playing political games. He is still playing political games because he had the opportunity last month before. They weren't paid at those times. He had the opportunity and he could have taken it. Yes, indeed. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Good night. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm quite fine. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, my brother.
All right, go right ahead.
Oh, I heard you was playing a clip earlier on. I think it was sometime last month or earlier up in this month, concerning the those people who used to work, who's working on the bus terminal, like the bus. How you call it? I think it's not the bus warden or something.
The wardens, yeah, the wardens on the terminal, yeah.
Yes, and you said that they want to send them home and they have to reapply to get back the position if they want to come back if they want to get back the position. So in other words, what the government are saying now, for all the years that they work there, so what, they will be compensated or what?
Yes. From what I've heard,
Okay.
it is an issue that they can take a compensation package, or they can
Uh-huh.
reapply. That's what I've heard. So they can take a
Because so what I was,
compensation package, or they could just foot it out. That is it. You're done.
but how I was looking at it, I saying like if they want them, if they were asking them to reapply, I was asking myself, what's about the amount of years that they has been working? If they're going to be compensated for all the years that they has been working, so if they don't be compensated, what they mean? If they have reapply, so all the years that they work, go to just go down the drain. That is how I was thinking it.
I'm not sure what takes place if they reapply. If they reapply and they get through, I'm not sure if they will still be, because remember, you're moving from one entity to the other. And in my mind,
That is what I'm thinking. Yeah.
no matter what, in my mind, you have to be compensated. Yeah, whether you're rehired, whether you're not rehired, in my mind,
You have to be
should
compensated. You
because
have to be. Exactly.
your service with one entity is being wrapped up, and then you're being
That
placed
is,
in
yeah.
another totally different
In
entity.
another, in a different entity again.
Yeah. So in my
Oh,
my
so
view,
that,
my view is that they definitely should be compensated regardless of what. As to the exact situation now, I am not aware. I haven't been on the terminal for the week this week, and so I'm not aware of what the exact situation is with them right now. I'll find out though, so that at least on Monday or Tuesday we can speak a bit more about that, because they are now going under the Grenada Transport Commission. That is where they will be working now. Before, they were working under the Grenada Port Authority. Now these bus terminals were placed under the Port Authority because they are the ones that work towards getting it up and running and all of that. So they had been placed under the Port Authority. Now they've been taken out from the Port Authority and being placed under the Grenada Transport Commission. So they will no longer be working with the Grenada Ports Authority. That's why you saw the wardens and you realized they had the Port Authority logo on their shirts, because they were working under the Grenada Ports Authority. Now they're under the Grenada Transport Commission. Well, those who will be rehired or hired, because it's pretty obvious that you'll see some folks who were not working within that entity being hired this time around to work there. Yeah, so people, I don't think that they've even gotten a response yet. Yeah?
so under what circumstances it is, we can put it anyhow we want it, but they have to be compensated. It doesn't matter how we twist it and turn it. They have to be compensated. Do they have a union representing them, by the way?
That I am not sure, and I know they were working under the Port Authority. I would assume that they were represented by the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union. I am not sure, because the Port Authority, some were under the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union. I think there were some others that were under TAU or one of the other unions as well. So it's according to where you were working. So I'm not sure. I can't say yes or no. I'm not sure.
One more question I want to ask. What's going up is enclosure up there with the road slide that had been slide and the people house had been, the big wall house had been shift. What's up with that road up there?
Cover the children is not a damn thing.
Oh my goodness. Jesus, good Lord.
There's no work taking place there. The construction company, all the people, they pulled out from there, and they have just they throw something in the road there to try and keep it. We started the rainy season now. We're into the rainy season now. And
yes,
if you know that particular area, closure going
I don't
up
know.
there.
I don't live in Grenada for years. I don't know. I don't live in Grenada for years.
Okay.
I have no idea.
If you know of that area at least, you would know that that is an area that gets a significant amount of continuous rainfall. Tongue could be dry as bone and rain pelting bucket a drop up there. So it means that whatever little patch thing they do in the road will not last long into the rainy season. And it is, and here's the worst part, it's going to make it even extremely difficult, near impossible, to do work on that area in the rainy season, because you're going to be having rain. How are you going to do the work that needs to be done?
The rain season will go straight down to December until January. You're
So
gonna start it. You're gonna finish.
the work that had to be done there should have been done since January, going into February, March, April. By May, you should have been finishing off that. The same with the River Road area. There should be, I mean, the work that has to take place there that we keep hearing about, and up to now, the talk now stop about the two bridges that were bought and in Grenada. So we don't know how much hundreds of thousands were spent for these bridges that the Prime Minister said were bought and were in Grenada, and all of a sudden
I
now
heard that,
disappeared
yeah.
into thin
I
air,
heard that.
right? So
He said the boat. He said the port. He said the port. The bridges on the port waiting.
no, he said they're in Grenada, they're here. I don't know about the port
Yeah.
part. I hear him say they're in Grenada, they're here, right? They were bought at a fraction of the cost that it would have cost to do the other bridges. So in other words, money was spent, bridges were bought, they were brought to Grenada, they were landed in Grenada, and all of a sudden it seems as though they disappear. I know they sell them for scrap iron, but they seem to have disappeared. And there is now another conversation taking place regarding the two bridges and whether they need one bridge instead of two bridges, and all sort of nonsense. As if they don't know it's two bridges they need. Yes, so that in itself shows the inept nature of the government, the inability to actually do anything. My view, he's searching for somebody to pay to do the project. In other words, somebody that will come and say, well, we're doing the River Road project, we go use our own money, and then we'll get back our money from the government of Grenada. The same way Reno is operating, and Calco and Namalco, how all of them are operating. That is what he's seeking to do for that River Road project, and possibly even for Clogé. Because that's the way that they say they're moving forward with any road projects now. You have to come with your money to be able to do it. Government ain't giving you the money up front. Yeah? So
My brother,
in that context,
election coming, coming, and when the NMP come back in power, NDC going to leave Grenada in a big mess at Sister Emily place. She got to take up all the headache to pay Reno and Rono and Rona, everything.
We're not afraid. We're accustomed to having to do that, so we're not afraid.
Anyway,
NNP is accustomed,
I'm listening to you.
The NNP are accustomed to having to operate like solid waste and clean up the mess that these guys make. We are accustomed dealing like that. It's nothing new. Yeah?
Anyway, take care. I'm listening to you, brother.
All right. Thank you so very much, my brother. Yes, indeed, folks. Remember, you can call on 440-7377 directly, or you can call on the WhatsApp. The best option is to call the 440-7377 on WhatsApp. That's where folks can hear you as clearly as you just heard that last caller there. Yeah, you can hear it there. Yeah, why does this seem so low today? Yeah, I hope you all are hearing me clearly. Yeah. So that's what's taking place there. So I'm saying we understand what has taken place with the teachers, and let me explain this. In my own humble opinion, mine, personal opinion. Let's take this call. Hello, good night.
Hello.
Hi, good night. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good night, Shalon.
Hi, good night. How are you doing?
Saw something, good night, Mr. Ngay. I saw something on Facebook. I don't know if it's true. They said that Deacon bringing in them Nigerian. It's free visa for the pass through Grenada. That is so nothing. But Africa have the breakout of the Ebola. So what if one of them African either screen them on the airport, what would transfer with Grenada as a whole?
No, I'll speak about I'll speak about that issue in a little while. I was just dealing with the teachers first. I commented, but I'm glad that you did see the articles and so regarding it, and you are interested in what is happening there.
Because what I'm seeing on Facebook, they said them islands and them retract them. They don't want them in the place. So why he implementing them in Grenada for? Why?
I'll explain that
so
as well.
He come as he come as when it down and vomit now. We have to drink it in Grenada. So Grenada come, Mr. Scott. We have to keep drinking vomit. Come on, man. After all, man, Ebola not a good disease. My God, my children here. My children going to school.
My friend,
So that one
I
can't,
will.
yeah,
No problem. I'm glad
yeah,
that you did raise the issue, but I'll be dealing with
okay,
it in a short while. Yeah.
okay.
Yes. Indeed, folks. Yeah, I will be dealing with that in depth in a little while because see some things there today, Papa Jome. Yeah. My goodness. Oh Lord. Yeah. So, as it is, as I mentioned, I believe that teachers ought to be working for even more than they're working for right now. I personally have known of many teachers that have used their money to help students. They've seen a student come who they realize the level of poverty in the home that that student is coming from, and they have gotten involved and even used their own money to help those students. I know teachers who does buy whether it's book bag and shoes and socks and uniform and books and all kind of things for students. You would swear the students is their own children. They use the money that they have and do that. Yes, they don't necessarily have to do that. But because they care and because they have that level of concern, they use their own money and they try and assist. Yeah? I know of many teachers that were using their own money to try and help to do things in the classroom and so make the classroom a little nicer before school reopened. They go and they get a Bristol board, they get this and so on. I think there's some assistance with that now. But I know that teachers used to do all these things. So the teachers are people that care. They are concerned about your children. They do their very best. Yeah? They do their very best. I honestly believe that. Right? And as such, I honestly believe that teaching should be one of the highest paying jobs overall in every country. Teachers should be some of the highest paid because they have some of the greatest effect on the society in which we live. Yeah? But that doesn't mean that I still can't call out their leadership for what I see as hypocrisy. And the teachers' union leadership is a hypocrite. Because if you were fighting for an increase in relation to the amount of money that you're negotiating and you took strike action, what was stopping you from taking strike action for people that didn't get paid in September, October, November, December? Come January, you ain't take no strike action, you just continue talking. Come February, you ain't take no strike action, you just continue talking. Come March, April, May, you just continue talking, no strike action. But in June, when school about to close, is when you decide you're going and take the strike action. Joke all you're making. Joke all you're making. Anybody that can't see that hypocrisy and can't see that play, you don't understand life. Anybody that can't see what is taking place there, and look where they go to, and we're not saying, I am not saying don't go and hold the graduations and so, and go and affect the, I don't do that, no. There's a once in a lifetime thing for the children. So you can't go and do those kind of things in my view. Not that you can't, but you shouldn't. Because at the forefront should be the children. But putting on the t-shirt, I could put on the t-shirt, it don't mean nothing. I could put on the ribbon too, that don't mean nothing. That is protest action too. Ooh, they're so scared. That is protest action. But you wait up until when it has the least effect. That is like saying for the 2 weeks of Easter vacation or the 3 weeks of Easter vacation, you're striking during Easter vacation. To me, that's like what you're doing. Yeah, you're taking strike action during Easter.
Good night, Sharon Scott.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I got some of them saying the side.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Sharon Scott, I feel sorry for the teachers. The minister of education, the minister of teachers, the minister of education.
Mr. Andrews, yeah.
Mr. Andrews, he caused that stupid. Remember was when NLP was in power, you know what he said? Then teacher ain't getting paid. He say come and say when NLP come in power, he said, then teachers getting paid right now. But everything has to be when he support because he supported the wrong party. He supported the wrong party. I've been everything on he.
What I'm
No,
saying,
I see
what
that.
you're saying is he's supporting the wrong party. People support whichever party they want to support.
Yeah, he see when Kid Much was there, then thing get him pay. So that what causing heat now. He have took the fire. The chance he had took the fire. Not nobody. He had took the fire. So he take what he get now.
All right. Okay, caller. Yeah, I have a feeling that you're mixing up your Andrews, you know. But anyhow, yeah, because I'm still trying to grasp. But anyway, yeah, maybe it could come to me in a while. Yeah, because I think you might be mixing up your Andrews there. But anyway, folks, yeah, just remember because it wasn't the New National Party that used to pay late, you know. It
Don't
wasn't
worry your
the
head
USA,
too
you know.
much about empty treasury. Empty treasury. We in the NDC, we have the exposure. We have had the exposure. Good? And we know what to do to find money, to look after the needs of our people. And as I have the mic, let me say, as we go around the country and we speak to our people, that's a topic that they always say to us, we go pay salary late and we don't know how to run a country. Tell them that we say we know how to run a country, and tell them that we wouldn't pay salary late and we don't know how to run a country. Tell them that we say we know how to run a country, and tell them that we wouldn't pay salary late. Tell them that we say we know how to run a country, and tell them that we wouldn't pay salary late. Tell them that we say we know how to run a country, and tell them that we wouldn't pay salary late.
Yeah, it's now we say that, it's them say that, you know, them that say they wouldn't pay salaries late. We know you wasn't getting no late salary under NNB. You were getting your salary and you wasn't getting it late. Yeah? You know that for a fact. So it's not we that was saying these things, it's them that was saying their thing back when they was in opposition. Yeah? When they were trying to get into government, now they've gotten into government and the reality has hit them. And the ineptitude is showing. The inability to do the job is showing. So I do feel it for the teachers because some of them may be parents that have to go home to the children without anything. They waiting, yeah, daddy go get paid. When daddy get paid, oh, your birthday is next week, daddy getting paid. When daddy get paid, daddy go buy this, daddy go buy that for you. I go bring you out. And then, no money. That had to be hard. Yeah? You're coming down to graduations right now. Some of the teachers may have children that graduating, that they have to get a gown or the suit, and they have to get this stuff for graduation in the school and then ball night and all of that. They have to get a little stuff. And they say, yeah, when daddy get paid, when mommy get paid, we gonna buy that for you. And then boom, no money. So I feel it. Because regardless of what you may think about an individual or a group of individuals, you must always have empathy for people. You must always have empathy for people. Yeah? And try and put yourself in their position at that point in time when they have to face their children and say, I can't do it. Or they have to rush now and call some relative out there in New York or Florida or somewhere in the UK and say, can you send in Western Union X amount for me so I could go and do this? Or you have to send something in MoneyGram for them to run and do something. It's unfair. It's a situation that can be resolved if the powers that be really interested and want to resolve it. If the minister decides that he is taking that list and he's calling and he's making sure and he walks it through, you wouldn't have that problem. I know because I've seen it done before. That you call the finance department, hey, these people, you all on top of that? These people are just checking. These people, are they getting the thing organized, everything ready for them? Nice, good. I'm just making sure. Yeah? When you know the submission has to be made, you check again. Hey, the submission for these people been made? I'm just making sure the name was on the list. Any problem? What was causing the problem before? Okay, we double check, we make sure that that problem doesn't exist again. All right, good. Because these people need to be paid. Yeah? If the leadership, the minister, and the government, because remember, these teachers live in constituencies, they have members of parliament who sit in cabinet. Even some of them ain't win their seat, and they're still sitting in cabinet. So they have people there that can fight on their behalf. So this is solely at the feet of the Deacon Mitchell administration, because they used to get paid before. And then they want to make it look like people within the ministry tying up the system. Well, if people within the accounts department or whichever department in the ministry tying up this thing for over a year now, and you all still can't make the move to move them, it's you to blame. You can't blame nobody, no ministry. It's you to blame. After this point in time, it is you to blame. Yeah? I said it how it is. Who like it, like it. Who don't like it, well, I like it. So who don't like it, too bad. Saying a special good night. Patricia and Matthew, good night to both of you out there in Canada. My good friend out there in Oshawa, good night to you, my dear. And Fatman George, good night to you, huh? Yeah, good night to you, my brother. All of you out there in Texas, Texas in the house. I know you're there. A special good night to you. Aruba, I know that you're there in the house as well. And we say a special good night to the Venezuelan listeners, the Costa Rican. Listen, I say it's a Costa Rican now until you come home. For me, it's a Costa Rican, yeah? Let's go to the phone lines. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. Go right ahead.
Good night, Talking Points family. Sheldon, I haven't gotten a chance to listen to the press conference from the Union of Teachers today, but I'll go back and listen to it. But I'm sure you recall I'm saying that this guy is playing a game. This is a very serious game the man playing. And from listening to the clips, the shade that he's throwing, he is not in the interest of teacher. He's throwing shade for people that support NMP, and that's my opinion. Based on how this man talking and what this man doing,
no,
that's exactly what's happening.
He was very straightforward with that in his presentation today. He was basically calling out people who support the NNP that have been making comments on this issue, as though you shouldn't make any comments.
Yeah. Yeah, and that has been the last the playbook that the NDC supporters and sycophants and activists has been getting on with. So anything anybody that support NNP say is a problem. We cannot talk, right? Look, they talk about the Nigerians coming here visa free, and people like, oh, I'll go back to the motherland and all this kind of nonsense. Yeah, go on. So you tell me if a Nigerian come here with this Ebola disease, will the authorities put them down? They're playing games with Gradient, right? Another part of hypocrisy, again, I'm seeing. The Prime Minister is in Canada. Now, I've been following this guy trend lately, what he's been doing. And I don't know if it's I alone that's seen it, but other people seen it, who I've been talking to behind the scenes. It's like when this man goes in certain places, he dresses up for that particular country where he's going, like he's trying to impress somebody. But lo and behold, he has been dressing in African garb. What have you putting on this sash and all this nonsense he's doing? I don't know who he's trying to impress. And he's trying to say, well, away with the Western civilization kind of clothing, you wear an African garb. But lo and behold, in Canada, you wearing a suit. So which one he trying to, who he trying to please, who he trying to impress? What is this guy doing? This guy is as fake as can be. I don't know how Grenadians not seen this thing, right? And to the people that saying, oh, go on this road and come and see this road. The government job is to fix road, build roads. That is nothing like to the NDC or NNP. That is the job of the government. If the road is bad, fix it. For years, people complain about the road. NNP was fixing the road. MBPM was fixing the road. Whoever was in government was fixing the road. That not you.
MBPM was never even win a seat. They never fixed no road.
Well, I mean, Mr. Bishop and them, you're not talking.
There are children listening, so make sure you
yeah, well, you know, I mean, Bishop and them, you know. But what I'm saying is that the mechanism look as if there's something like new. Wow, you know. Show us a capital project that you all do right now. Show us one that you all building right now. And Charlotte, I am passing on that Calivini West Hall Main Road every living day, twice. And I will beg, I'm begging anyone you are from the diaspora that support the NEC, Just drive down to Calivini, Westall, and go in that area and see what is happening there. There's literally bush overtaking the signboards right now. How are you telling me that work is going on there? You're telling people in the diaspora work is going on there right now. The Prime Minister is saying one time frame. Mr. Bernard, the project sponsor, saying one time frame. Mr. Philip Teleford is saying one time frame in the same town hall meeting. These people crazy. And people, NEC supporters cannot see that? No, man. No. These people, they need a bat in the bush or the bush you have somewhere. But we have to get rid of it. Shall have a good night.
All right, caller, good night. 440-7377. You can call directly or you can call. Best way to call on the WhatsApp. Yeah, on 44073. You can also call on 421-7279. You can call us there as well. And a good friend of mine just let me know that the workers who are on the bus terminal are represented by the Grenada Technical and Allied Workers Union, TAU. That is who represents those workers. And strange enough, today I saw a press release coming out from the Grenada Transport Commission. Yeah, I saw a press release coming out from them today that spoke to they continue to invest in public sector through fuel rebates and passenger relief initiatives. Bus driver who called you last time, you see that press release? Yeah, they sent out a press release. The Grenada Transport Commission, through the support of the government of Grenada, is pleased to announce a total of $1,700,022.52 has been invested in the public transportation sector through the fuel tax rebate program and the Western Bus Passenger Relief Initiative during the period 2025 to 2026. Under the fuel rebate program, registered members of the National Bus Association receiving financial assistance totaling $1,444,037.52, comprising EC $688,614.73 in 2025 and $760,422.79 in 2026. But folks, what you need to realize is that these figures represent a minority in the bus drivers, a minority in the people who provide bus services to Grenada. You're not even speaking 10% good of the people that are receiving this money. Yeah? Additionally, under the Western Bus Passenger Relief Initiative, a total of $250,985 was provided to support operators serving commuters along the Western Corridor, with EC $172,050 dispersed in 2025 and $78,935 in 2026. Yeah? The Grenada Transport Commission is pleased to announce that it is currently in the final preparatory stages for the implementation of the government's 50% duty-free concessions program on essential parts and tires. Yes, just in time for election. 50% concession. Your vehicle mash up the whole of last year. Pothole for soap. And now they decide to give you the concession after you're done by the parts already. Lovely job. On essential parts and tires for registered bus owners and operators. So you have to be registered. This landmark initiative, as if NNP didn't do that before. This landmark initiative is designed to further reduce the financial burden associated with vehicle maintenance and repairs, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. Election coming, they need all your bus. They need all your bus. It is if Hootie had a whole bus. Oh boy, yes, let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Scott on Talking Point.
Good night.
I really decided to listen tonight because, but something I just want to draw your attention. I don't know if you heard the part of the town hall meeting in Montreal.
I'll get to that in a while.
I turn it on because I have children in Montreal. I have two sons up there. I say, well, let me listen what's going on, although they will tell me. Sheldon, the Prime Minister again, I don't know if his people listening, make a statement proving that he has more confidence in the people in the diaspora than his own people of Grenada. I want Grenadians to listen. I heard the Prime Minister right now in his address before he called on to the other speakers. He was doing his own chairman, his own MC. Imagine that. First time I ever see that in my 58 years of politics. You are a Prime Minister who want to MC your own thing in such a big function. But it's okay, we expect funniness from this man. You know, the Prime Minister said the acceptance he getting from members of the diaspora if election call now. If it live up to the diaspora, he could win. Because the diaspora welcoming him. You know, the man, I say one day Grenadians listening.
That's the man view. If there is a view, well, there is a view.
The man view is he have more confidence in somebody members of the diaspora than your own people here.
But at least
so
he,
I
at least
wonder
he
what
said,
we're defending.
At least I not defending he. At least he said he didn't hide it. He said
he don't hide it. I heard him, and he have who I try to call other people.
That's what I'm saying. He said he hide it. He come out and he said.
And look again, that Jude. Well, I agree Jude might be hypocrite, but Jude started speaking out like he can't take it again. If Jude say, calling on the members of the public, you're seeing through these people. He said instead of these people instead of these people apologize to the teachers and let them know what was the handbook, they vex. They feel the teachers should not say just 17 people, just 17 persons, so that small thing, they shouldn't make a big thing.
That's 17.
He said, well, that's
17 families, you know. That's 17 families that are affected, and according to what the president of the GUT has said, it is much more than 17.
That's what he said tonight. Would you believe? I just listened an activist, a foolish activist, I'm calling it, let me not call him so, saying, what boy? Jude speaks so well. Just on the 1st of May, now Jude making the NDC look ugly. He look as Emily and give my bride. I mean, that's his statement. That's what I argue, you know. When I leave you for 2 minutes, I'll go and argue with that person for talking police. About he look as Emily, he might want to take a bribe from him, you know, because he the way he's speaking, he making the present administration look ugly. I laugh when he making them look ugly by saying, I mean, they don't want the public to know.
I ain't helping them spread their propaganda. Let the leaders chop in his day. I ain't bothering with that. Yeah.
But they mustn't lie on Emily. Where Emily? Just be.
Jude and them go walk it out.
Yes, I like what you say.
All right, my brother.
I like what you say. So that is what I just called to finish you here. But otherwise, I'll listen because you have some good point tonight. I'll listen.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
We had a chat.
We could talk.
I could call you personally.
We could talk, yeah. No
okay,
problem.
good.
Yeah.
Good. Yes, okay. All right.
Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah. Yeah, me. Jude and them go. Anyway, yes, indeed. And as I mentioned, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, let me just let you all know this. The cost of traveling with the Osprey has been increased. That is dated today, June 5th. So the Osprey Lines, they're officially informing that the price has increased for adults between Grenada and Carriacou. Carriacou, Grenada, that is from $80, it's now $100. From Carriacou in Hillsborough over to Petit Martinique, it is from $20, it's now $30. And from Carriacou, Harvey Vale, over to Petit Martinique, from $30, it's now $40. Children, Grenada, Carriacou, Carriacou, Grenada, that is now, instead of $50, it's now $70. That's one way in each instance. It's now $70 instead of $50. Hillsborough and Carriacou to Petit Martinique, from $10, it's now increased by $5 to $15. Carriacou, Harvey Vale to Petit Martinique, that is from $15 to $20. And for the infants between Grenada, Carriacou, Grenada, it remains at $10. The cost between Hillsborough and Petit Martinique and Harvey Vale and Petit Martinique remains at $5. As they said, the significant rise in fuel prices, as well as increase in operational maintenance and other associated costs required to maintain safe, reliable, and efficient service. Yeah, you know the boat shutting down outside, come Jenny and them kind of thing, so they have to maintain the boat. Yeah, we understand that fare increases can be challenging, and this decision was only made after careful consideration. Yeah, their commitment remains to provide dependable transportation while maintaining the standards of safety and customer service, and they thank everybody. Yes, so Carriacou people, all you have to dip in all your pocket more now to come to mainland. Petit Martinique people, all you have to dip in all your pocket more to come to mainland and to go to Carriacou as well. Yeah, because remember, Petit Martinique people, they have to pay an increased price now from Petit Martinique to Carriacou and then from Carriacou to the mainland and return. Yeah, they have to dip deeper in their pockets right now. So the Osprey lines, they have increased their cost. Meanwhile, the Transportation Commission saying something else. And before I get onto the the main issue for tonight, which is the issue of the Nigerians, I just want you all to listen to a little something from the town hall last night too. And if you're listening carefully, you go pick up what I pick up in relation to that little something from the town hall last night. Yeah.
To us, it is indeed an honor to be here with you, and we want to assure you that we are working in all areas to try to improve healthcare in Grenada, so that when you return, whether it's on vacation or on retirement or you just move back to Grenada, you will be pleased with what you will see. There's quite a lot of work in progress. There's, healthcare, as it is said, is not a sexy topic, but the reality is it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work on it internally, and we have done quite a lot, and it is now being manifested and felt in the communities and in this entire system. So we want to thank you for your patience, and you need to also tell those at home, especially in the north of the country, you need to encourage them to support us.
Or those in the north of the country, that they must support you. Why it is that you're specific to those in the north and them supporting you? Why is it that you're specific to that? Yeah?
Patience, and you need to also tell those at home, especially in the north of the country, you need to encourage them to support us, because you know the negatives get out, people say all sorts of things, but we are focused on building our system a strong and resilient Grenada. If we burn up our energies trying to respond to everything else that comes, we simply will not have the time to focus.
Also, you mustn't respond to when people asking questions, when people saying they don't like something, when people want to find out how much something costs, or if there's corruption taking place in it. Don't bother to answer them. Yeah?
Those at home, especially in the north of the country.
Especially in the north, you have a problem in St. Patrick East and St. Patrick. Jelani, you're causing some sort of problem for the people in St. Patrick's West. Bobby, Robert White, you're causing some sort of problem for the people in St. Patrick East. Why is the MP asking specifically for the north of the island that they need the help? Yeah? Why, Papa? Why? Why is that you're asking?
And you need to also tell those at home, especially in the north of the country.
No, especially in the north of the country. Okay, you're telling us what's going on there. All right, tell us again.
Also tell those at home, especially in the north of the country, you need to encourage them to support us.
Oh, encourage them to support the NDC. Encourage those in the... Jelani! Jelani Glenn. You cause it all in Canada, the men and them had to go and ask people to call their family down there to not vote for your boy. Jelani, continue the work, boy. Continue knocking them doors. Bobby, continue knocking them doors, brother, because these guys seem to be worried about something happening in the north. They could go a little further north too, and they could go in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and they could...
You need to also tell those at home, especially in the north of the country, you need to encourage them to support us, because you know the negatives get out, people say all sorts of things, but But
Brother Cox, what happened to these people on the north side? Boy, at least you're being honest. It's coming out. Yeah. At least it is coming out. Put more pressure. Yes, NNPites, north side. Put more pressure. They realize I was looking at them and their reactions last week, Thursday, when I was up there in the four playing field. You know, I was looking at the reactions. I was looking at the interactions and so on. And they see what I saw. So they know what's going on with them. That is why they're asking the people up there in Canada now, help out the north side. So Carriacou and Petit Martinique, yeah, Brother Cox, you had them fellas worried, boy. I north side and I fully north. Fully nobody coming over from Union Island this time, eh? Yeah, after all you go and all you try and put a girl on them in Union Island. Yeah, the Union Island people say they're done with all your this wrongs. Yeah, they ain't coming and help nobody this time around. They're not coming. Folks, I'll leave that one alone for now. I want to deal with another issue that has been making the rounds heavily on social media during the day today. And that is the issue of the fact, it seems, and I'll say fact, but I still want to be guarded in relation to my statements on this particular one. And I'll say guarded on my statements because at this point in time, we are yet to see from the government of Grenada any release. We haven't seen anything from the government of Grenada. So we are simply hearing from a Nigerian publication that Nigerians can now enter Grenada without the need to get a visa. Yeah? So we're hearing that. And in my mind, that brings up several questions. Because in reading the article, one of the things that was said by the ambassador, yeah, Grenada seems to have an ambassador over there in Nigeria. The ambassador, and that same ambassador was here on the flight with the 200 people or so that came in. That ambassador was on that flight, eh? Yeah. My first question was that visa restriction removed before these individuals came to Grenada? Did each of them, that flight with the 200 or so people on it, did each of them need to get a visa to come? I ain't talking about them that was holding Grenadian passport. Yes, it had holding Grenadian passport. I ain't talking about them. Them would need a visa to come to Grenada holding a Grenadian passport, obviously. But the others, was the visa restriction removed for them and they allowed to enter the country without the visa? Or is this a new happening? Is this something that just happened and visa has been removed to allow these individuals to now come to Grenada? Or these families or these groups and everything to just come to Grenada now? Now, pray tell, we have a lot of Nigerians living in Grenada. Where I live, there are Nigerians living around me right now. I'm talking here and they could probably hear me talking and all. That's how close some of them are living to me right now. Yeah? There are many Nigerians who are working in the St. George School, the St. George's University. They're working there. Yeah? And they live in Grenada. So it is nothing new to say that we having Nigerians coming to Grenada. I just find it very distasteful that just the week following, when we had those incidents that took place in the hotel sector with so many of these Nigerian men that were here, we had incidents that took place, and we're not guessing, and this nonsense about, oh, these girls lying and all this kind of thing, is rapists that talking so. And the women that talking so just have no shame. But the men that talking so, there's rapists. They're looking for excuse. Don't look for excuse for these things. You investigate them. So just a week after that, it seems as though Nigeria has been rewarded for that sort of behavior, because that's what it seems like. I can imagine one of these young ladies now who probably there and they're saying, listen, if I here in this hotel and I see a certain Nigerian coming, going and fake sick, taking a sick leave, I don't come into work. Taking a sick leave, I ain't working between the people, no. And again, we can't blame everybody for the behavior of one or two people. So you can't give a blanket statement on all Nigerians because of how some nasty ones behave. You can't say that is how all of them are. Yeah, let's just make that very clear. Because in the same way, if one Grenadian says something, another country might say, we don't want no Grenadians coming. Because all Grenadians like that. We go say, no, that is that individual. Blame he for what he do. The rest are we not like that. Yeah? So we have to view it in that context as well. That not all Nigerians behave that way. Not all are that way. But we must also understand that when we open the floodgates, there must be some sort of preparation and measures to protect the Grenadian people. You don't just remove the visa restriction and you don't put things in place. The reason there was a visa restriction was to give you the additional layer to check out the people who come in. So that you get the quality people like who we have right now working at St. George's University. That you get that type of quality. People that come and they work, and when the school thing, they go back in the country and they spend their holidays and so on, then they come back and they clique. Yeah? They clique. They hang around. They don't mix with the rest of us. They keep to themselves. Yeah? And we understand that. But we're saying, when you remove the visa restriction, what is to stop the criminal elements from coming in? Because any one of them could just jump a plane that head in this direction now and come. Rather directly or indirectly. Because all they have to do is take a plane to London and from London to here. That's all they have to do. Or through a third party country that passing through. They right now, you remember they have flights passing through from Nigeria to Barbados and to Antigua, I believe St. Kitts. They could just jump on one of those flights, go to one of those countries and then jump another flight and come here. No visa needed, they enter. What are we putting in place to verify that the scammers, because we know that there are literally tens of thousands of people involved in scamming, and this is not blaming the whole country for it, but the country had to take some blame, because if they don't take any action to stop those scammers, there are literally hundreds of Grenadians who have lost millions in total over the last few years to these scammers coming out from there. Millions. I am not joking. Check with the FIU. Millions of dollars. What mechanisms are we putting in place to make sure that the quality we get are the ones that come and go and teach at SGU or work in our healthcare system and provide something positive to the Grenadian people than those coming to try and see which way they can get on the wrong side of Grenadians? What measures have we put in place for that? One caller called a while ago and talk about the Ebola. Africa is a very large place. Ebola is not in Nigeria. Let me just make that clear. I'm not into the fear-mongering thing. Ebola, as far as I know, is not in Nigeria. They have TB. They have a lot of other things. What mechanisms are we putting in place on our ports of entry so that when not only these individuals but any individual coming in can be identified as a possible risk? Because they're in Nigeria doesn't mean that was the last country they were in. They could have been in the Congo or one of those countries with Ebola just a few days before, a few weeks before. Especially if they're business people and they're traveling. They could have been in the airport with somebody that came from one of those countries that had it and passed it on to them. Remember how COVID used to spread? So it doesn't mean that we need to be scared of Nigerians. What we have to be is wise in how we operate. And it lends itself to questions. The people who came in, did they come in with a visa? Did they have to use a visa to come into Grenada? If so, why not? Since the law says that they had to get a visa to enter. yeah, if they did not have to get a visa to enter, was that decision by Grenada to remove visas from Nigerians, did it take place before those 200 people came in? And if so, why were the Grenadian people not informed of that fact? Why has it been held up to now? Let me check. No government press release regarding that issue. So up to now, on the 5th of June at 9:18 my studio time, there is no release from the government of Grenada confirming that they have removed the visa restrictions on Nigerians entering our country. And then one of the troubling parts of the article is this. The article goes on to say that Grenada is now waiting on Nigeria to do the same. So wait, you remove the visa restriction from these people so they could just come to Grenada. They could jump a plane now. They could jump a plane in the morning and come in Grenada. Because visa restriction move, they need no visa, boom, bam, jump a plane, come, place open to you. They could come. But while that is so, Grenadians going to Nigeria still need to apply for a visa. In other words, they want to come and they're happy to come, but we can't be happy to go. Well, you would have thought that what would have taken place was in a situation like this, the government of Grenada would have had a bilateral meeting with their Nigerian counterparts and they would have signed documents removing the visa restriction from both ends. So that Grenadians that want to go to Nigeria, the very few of them that would like to go to Nigeria, they don't have to go through the visa process and the Nigerians don't have to go through the visa process. But are we as a people prepared to be able to deal with a significant influx of Nigerians coming into our country? Yes, we know that they have some high wealth individuals, but that's not the beginning and end all of anything. Your children will want piece of land in Grenada. And if we have people that come in significant numbers, they could be Nigerian, they could be Czechoslovakia. Well, Czechoslovakia don't exist again. But they could be from the Slovakian, they could be Russian, they could be American, they could be Canadian, they could be Venezuelan, they could be whatever. You want to be sure that your child could have a piece of Grenada. Are we prepared at this point in time for the floodgates that we have opened when it comes to our healthcare system? Have we really thought this through? When it speaks to our justice system, have we really thought this through? Because I'm seeing many things that they are saying, the Nigerians themselves are saying under the post, and it is frightening. Because the attitude I'm seeing being displayed by some of them with the comments under the posts, those comments tell me why some of them came and behaved the way that they behaved here in Grenada. Yeah? It tells me why some of them behave the way, because there's a particular mentality betwixt some of them. Yeah? So when you see they're making posts and they're saying things like that, you get a little concerned. When you see they're making statements, yeah, I'm leaving South Africa. And for those of you that don't know, there's a serious amount of xenophobia going on in South Africa right now, where they are chasing out the Nigerians from South Africa. They're accusing them of all sorts of things. And they are chasing them out of South Africa. Not the Nigerians alone. As usual, I like to be straight with information. Somalians, Malayans, they're chasing all of them out of South Africa. Yes, so when you see one saying they're leaving South Africa to come here because they are no longer welcome in South Africa. And this thing about establishing them, because there's that perception among significant portions of them that we are less. There are significant portions that believe that we, as Black West Indians, are less. So when you see these kind of comments, you know, and this one seems to be South African that's asking, does Grenada know what they're asking for? That name Boateng is not a Nigerian name. That's a, if I remember correctly, that's a South African name. We even have some Grenadians with that name here too, you know. Josh! But that, as far as I know, is a South African name. Yeah? And you have other people asking this similar question. Does Grenada really know what they're asking for? Yeah? And some people are trying to make the argument and saying, well, oh, well, they're black like us, and we're saying we don't want them, but if it was white people, we wouldn't have a problem, and that sort of thing. No matter who it is, we have to look after Grenadians first and make sure we put what we need to put in place to deal with that sort of influx. Why is there this undue haste to do things by this administration? And you have to ask yourself that. Why is there the undue haste to allow these individuals to come into Grenada without any sort of double checking who they are, what they are? Because if they apply for a visa, you would have to check and see, does this person have a criminal history? Is this person involved? Is them money that they're coming with clean money? You have to check all that sort of thing. Yeah? You have one saying here, Google the country first, and you all think any functioning country will grant Nigeria visa, Abby? Yeah? That's the sort of things that they're saying, and these are just some of the comments. And I'll tell you that I'm pretty sure that over 95% of the comments are like this. Yeah? And I see common things speaking about, I don't know about this thing with drugs and all sort of thing. Yeah? But these are the comments that you're seeing under there, and it is worrying because it's by Nigerians. They're not doing themselves any favors right now with the things that they're saying under that post. The Nigerians themselves are the ones putting up these sort of things and saying these things about themselves. And people from other, not Caribbean, African territories that they are in are the ones also saying this kind of thing. Does Grenada really know? And that's a question I see being asked several times. Right now, they have 2,106 comments. And that is a comment that keeps coming up over and over. Does Grenada really know what they're doing? Because there's this infatuation by our Prime Minister with Africa, and that's all well and okay. But keep it personal. Don't make it national that the rest of us have to pay consequences due to your infatuation. You have your bucket dream. You want to go and see lion, tiger, giraffe, hippopotamus, rhinoceros. You want to go and see hyenas and all them kind of thing. All well and good. That is your bucket dream. Do it on your personal time. We're going to remove you as Prime Minister and give you a lot of time just now to go and do all of that. You'll be able to spend your own money or your friends that you have just made there who are trying to fund your election campaign out of Nigeria. Yes, those people that are going to be funding your campaign and have already sent a lot of money to you to help with your election campaign. When them NDC parliamentarian pass and they offering you this and that and thing, man, I ain't saying don't take, you know. I mean, it is illegal to treat. But I ain't saying if they come and they check you and they say, well, you need a little fridge, you need a little stove, you need a new roof. They get real money. Millions they get in. Don't play with them. When they check you, hit them hard. Not as in hit, eh? I mean like, yeah, take a big piece. Because they go come. Don't let them come swinging, no pour me one, shoving hand in pocket and come up with dust, you know. No, they have. It's a fact. Why do you think there's this undue haste to do things? And we have to continue asking ourselves these questions. Ask yourself, why was the undue haste to get rid of the Gwankai people? That you couldn't find a place to resettle them first and then move them, that you had to get rid of them one time. So they started the process of breaking down and getting rid of these people one time. And GB and MTV only need to do a follow-up where we need to know what's going on in Grankai now. If all of that was just for show, or if there was something deeper behind it. So all of a sudden you had to break down these people place and move them. Will we be seeing the same in other places? Because I could tell Granans Valley that they're coming for all you. I could tell those of you in Montu that they're coming for you too. Belmont, different, they're coming for all you. Definitely. No if, what, or but about it, they come in. That is a surety. But why the undue haste all of a sudden to move these people? Is it because they're speculating and there are people who are multi-billionaires and millionaires that are now interested in these lands? That you have to clear the lands of who is there right now so that these people can get it? Is that the situation? Is it that you need a certain amount of these people to be in Grenada within the next few months? Because some who came didn't go back with the plane. We know that. We know who they are. We know where they are. That isn't hidden from us. There's Grenada. It's 100 and something else here. I feel somebody ain't going to realize that man is not one of us. He's a visitor. This strange individual is suddenly around, who seems to have certain computer skills. And we know what they're doing. We know where they are. So don't try to think that we don't know what they're doing and we don't know that they're here and we don't know why they came in. And we don't know who they are associated with. Just like the team from Barbados you all have here now. Don't think we don't know about these things. We know. We know who they are, we know where they are, we know what they're doing. Yeah? Grenada is a small place. You can't hide them kind of thing. With them old people used to say, you could hide to buy land, but you can't hide to walk it. Yeah. You could hide to bring them in, but you can't hide them when they have to go out and walk. And all you could hide and bring in the money, but you can't hide when you have to go out and spend it. That is what's taking place. All of that you see taking place there is because of these pipe dreams of the Prime Minister himself. That is all him. And it's his cabinet because they are supporting that nonsense. You give visa-free access to some people and you ain't get it back. You ain't have it reciprocated. You waited now to see if the Nigerians going to reciprocate after you give visa-free. And remember, just recently, we had a lot of these same Nigerians buying up Grenadian citizenship like if it was, to use the words of a present CBI agent, fish cakes in the market. Only forget them videos. I can't find it right now, but I know I have it. Of them showing, well, look, I just got my passport for me and my family. And so only forget them videos from just a couple weeks ago. So all I realize is money these people and them was bringing in. Not for the country, you know, for the NDC. All I realize that is what's taking place. You all don't realize the level of corruption that is taking place with the present administration. All you really feel this is some goodwill gesture? That it is something that's going to seriously benefit Grenada in a significant way? Under the CBI program for the last so many years, you've had significant numbers of people from various countries, including Nigeria, who have taken up Grenadian citizenship under the CBI. It would be interesting to find out how much, especially within the period 2022 to now. It would be very interesting together with all of the Russians to find out how much Nigerians took up Grenadian citizenship. Yeah? But to open all the floodgates now, everybody come. Everybody come. The scammers, the gangsters, everybody come. Grenada is open for business and they don't know you, they don't know about what you do. They ain't doing no visa, so you don't have to check nothing up front. Just come through. I mean, look at the comments. We are not the ones accusing them of being involved in drug dealing and all these other things. They are the ones speaking it for themselves. Nigerians themselves are saying, Grenada go found out. As I just say sometimes, Grenada go found out. We have to be very careful. And up to this point, the government still has not said a word. That's how much they respect you, the Grenadian people. They have still not said a single word on this issue to us as Grenadians. You ain't hear the Minister of Foreign Affairs, you ain't hear the Prime Minister, GIS ain't sent out a release, nothing. Yeah, nothing. And just 1 week after, Grenadians were saying, look, these people came here and look what they do. You say, them do that? Okay, let me get more of them to do more of that. Like if them don't have daughters too. Like if they don't have female relatives too. And up to now, no investigation, no nothing, just police sit down there trying to give the impression that they can't do nothing. Because nobody ain't come in and tell them nothing, as if nobody came in, and officers, all you know as well as I know that people came in. So stop that stupidness about nobody ain't come in and make no report. Stop that. People did come in. You all know what you said to the individual that came in. The first one that came in, you all know what you said to them. So don't give that impression. But immediately after that, slap in the face of Grenadians. Slap in the face of Grenadian women. That you didn't even try to address that issue. So now those that did that went back and boasted now all the crime they put on in Grenada. And you know I say crime, I mean. Saying all that they do in Grenada. Yeah, boy, yeah, we was able to do this and them Grenadian girls. Yeah, we do that and we do the other and we do this and we do that. They can go back now and boast. And the partners now, hey, and you don't need visa to go there. Hey, just jump a plane and we are there. You don't say that. They come in. It's come, they come in. Folks, the phone lines are open. Let me hear your views in relation to this whole thing. 440-7377. You can call us direct. You can call us on the WhatsApp as well. And 421-7279. I mean, just take a look at the comments. The article is already one thing, with Grenada waiting for them to reciprocate. Instead of going and sit down, and he was in Nigeria, you know. And they sent people over here. You could have get one of the main officials to come over who could have signed on their behalf. So that Nigeria could have signed on that end and Grenada could have signed on that end. And you could have it. But no, we so thirsty. We so busy that we don't even know if we will ever get visa free for Nigeria. Up to now, we are even sure. All kind of thing going on in Nigeria. We don't know if it's Boko Haram because people from Boko Haram have Nigerian passports too. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, people in Boko Haram have Nigerian passports too. Why is to stop one of them from jumping a plane and come over here? Why is to stop a few of them from jumping planes and come over here? What mechanism is being put in place to verify? The same, this is not West Indians we're talking about. This is not our Guyanese brothers and sisters or Surinamese or Trinidadian or Barbadian or Vincentian or St. Lucian, Antiguan brothers and sisters. There's no our Jamaican brothers and sisters here. We're throwing out Haitians, our own West Indian brothers. Some of them have descended from Grenadian blood. Read up on Henry Christophe. Some of them have descended from Grenadian blood. We're throwing out our own Haitian brothers and sisters when they come here. But visa-free access because you like a certain group of people. Maybe the Haitians don't have the millionaires and the billionaires to fund your campaign. Along with the connections to Barbados. They don't have the millions to fund your campaign. But the Nigerians have. So, visa-free access for them. And Grenadians supposed to sit down and say nothing. You don't sit down and say nothing. The phone lines are open. You can give us a call. Yeah? And let's see. I think we have a caller on the line. Hello. Good night. Hello. Good night. Hello. Good night. Hello. Okay. Seem to have lost that caller. Call us on the WhatsApp line. Yeah, call us on the WhatsApp line instead. probably we'll get you properly there. So give us a call on the WhatsApp line. All right, 440-7377 347. Not the 3471 yet. The 3471 will come just now. Let's go back and try the phone line again. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello. Let's see there. Hello. Hello. Okay, I don't know why I'm not getting that person. Last night we were getting the people, so I don't know why I'm not getting that person yet. Yeah, so 440-7377. Give us a call on that number on the WhatsApp. If you're not getting us on the direct line, give us a call on the WhatsApp. Yeah, on that number. All right, because I'm not too sure why it is that I am not getting the caller there when they call, but we'll try again in a short while. Yes, folks, we have to ask ourselves those questions. Question 1: the people that came, did they have to get visas or not? Yeah, were they just allowed to enter Grenada? Outside of the people that came there, yeah, why is it that Grenada did this without getting the same thing from Nigeria at the same time? Because right now, for instance, if we have some students in Grenada that gain a scholarship and they have to go to Nigeria, so they have to get visas to be able to go there. And visas for a certain amount of time and all of that. Nigerians no longer have that problem. So Nigerians now that want to attend SGU and so on, they could come in their numbers and they could attend SGU and so on. We already have some that not only work in SGU, but many that study in SGU and so. So they don't need the visa and thing. I mean, that is not a bad thing as far as I'm concerned. I'm not worried about the good ones. It's filtering out the bad ones. And let me explain something here. In 2023, there was an incident off the island of Antigua, where there was the Antiguan Airlines flight that came in and brought significant numbers of people out of Nigeria into Antigua. Not all of them were Nigerians. There were Nigerians. There were even Pakistanis and all of here was on that flight. Set of people came in on the flight from different parts of Africa, but mainly Nigerians. These individuals did not stay in Antigua, but attempted to be trafficked, human trafficking, from Antigua, because they had no interest in living on no small island with a few people. They were using that as a transit point to head north. So they came in, they got this vessel, and they were leaving Antigua with the intention of reaching, I think it's to the US Virgin Islands or one of them. They were trying to smuggle these people too. The boat capsized and several of the people died. Can't remember the exact amount. I think it was 16 of them that ended up dying off Antigua. The Antiguan Coast Guard had to go out there in the dark at night looking for people, all sort of thing. Cruise ships, everything that were in the area, they had to call the Americans for help to try and find people in the water there. And it was found to be a case of human trafficking, that the individuals used the opportunity that was afforded to get into Antigua, not to go to Antigua and become useful parts of Antiguan society, not to assimilate into Antiguan society and say, well, okay, we're now living here, let us make the best of it, let us give back to the country that has opened its arms to us. They simply used it as, hey, we come here, listen, we just come here to leave, you know. How are we so sure we're not going to be seeing the same thing here? How are we so sure? What have we put in place? Because you already removed the restriction. You've not said that in 3 months we will be removing. It was not said in 6 months we will be removing. The article, if it is correct, is saying that it has already been removed. Meaning as it active from now. Meaning one of them could jump a plane tomorrow. What has been put in place to protect against human trafficking here in Grenada as well? And people may say, oh, you're scaremongering and so. No, I'm speaking about things that actually happen. Check 2023 and check Antigua. Because it happened there. The boat ended up taking in water and so on. 16 people died. from various African countries died. So it's not fear mongering. It is what actually has happened. So folks, as I said, we're taking your calls. The time is running down. We have 17 minutes remaining. I will not be staying after 10 tonight. No, I will not. So if you've got to call, you've got to call now. You're calling too close to 10, I will not be answering the phone. Yeah, I'm telling you. Because some people like to make sure you stick a little later. No. Yeah? Let me say good night to the geezer. I haven't heard you for a while. Hope everything is all well and okay with you. Cammy, I did get your message today, but I was unable to come to town. Yes, so I will see you on Monday, God's willing. Yeah, I did get your message that you sent today saying pass and check you. Yes, but I was unable to do that today. And I know that you wouldn't be around tomorrow. You got to go and do the hair and thing. Nice. So I will check you on Monday, God's willing. Yeah, 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. I'm not sure what happened a while ago where someone was calling direct. So someone can call me there if they would like. Or 440-7377 on WhatsApp. You can give me a call there as well. All right? Nice. Beautiful. All you telling me about St. Patrick? The Minister of Health tell all you what going on up there already, yeah? So my good friends out there in St. Patrick, keep the pressure on. Don't take this and make no victory. I have no time for no victory lap. Victory lap is the day after election. Right now is brakes. Not brakes, you know. Foot on gas. No brakes. Foot on gas. Nice. Karaku, keep up the good work. They're under pressure. They're asking for help in the north. Petit Martinique, all your health center yet? Anybody from Petit Martinique? Message me. All your health center. Maxon, all your health center. And you know, it's just the continuous disrespect to the Grenadian people that you would do something like that. And apparently they were probably trying to keep it covered down. But the Grenadian ambassador over in Nigeria, he's so excited about it, he started speaking to his people. So up to now, there's no official release from the government of Grenada regarding that issue. No release from the government of Grenada saying, hey, this is what it is now. We've taken this decision. There's nothing from the government of Grenada. I'm checking again while I'm speaking. And there is nothing from the government of Grenada that is saying, look, we have taken this decision, and the reason we've taken this decision is because of A or B or whatever it is. Yeah? There's nothing there saying that. And let's try the phone line again. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon, good night.
Hey, good night. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
All right, right
Sheldon,
ahead.
Grenada operating as a communist country, you know, one man. That guy with the horse, he lucky they didn't hold him and shoot him and say he go contaminate the whole country. You know? You understand? If this horse thing was so contaminated, why they didn't hold everybody on the boat and hold the guy and all kind of thing and put them in some place and something? So what my mind tell me, they might have shoot him too. And no Grenadian like Grenadian get dummy, we get stupidity.
I don't think they would have gone that far. I don't think they would have gone that far. But the thing is that what has been done to Royan Smith is a serious injustice. A serious, serious injustice, my brother. And no Grenadian should have to face that sort of thing. You call me, Papa, you. And that was the landline, so it is working. So yeah, so call us, you can call us. Yeah. Now I'm saying simply here. Oh, that's what's happening there. I saw what's happening. Yeah. Yeah. So folks, I'm simply saying that in the case of Royan, as people say, the horseman, what has taken place there, I shudder to think that that is the way that we're moving from here going forward. That we're moving without empathy for people. That we're moving without any sort of emotional intelligence to know that, hey, let us try and see how we can work along with him. He's bringing something to Grenada. This is a guy that has done a lot already for Grenada. Much more than a lot of the loudmouth people who only talk they could talk all over social media attacking him. When you ask them, what is their body of work in representing Grenada, in helping Grenada, those people can't show you a body of work. Those people can't tell you that they have done A or B or C for the country. That they, during the hurricane, did this, or during COVID, they did that, or they're providing a service to Grenada or the Grenadian people. They don't have a body of work to show. Some of them, they're in the diaspora, but when the fundraising taking place to help Grenada, after things like Ivan, Emily, Beryl, when the fundraising taking place to help children who need medical care and so on, they never take part. They wouldn't even share a flyer, much less take part. But when somebody who has been actively involved in doing things to help Grenada, they don't agree with them on one point, they start to attack the person. Like if the person is nobody and have done nothing for their country. He has contributed and continues to contribute to the development of Grenada. And he should have been assisted to continue doing that. Because you have the students from the School of Veterinary Sciences that would go to his property and train on his animals. Go up there and see how different things are applied to them and so on. Right? He provides services for the parties and all those kind of things and the tourism product. And still finds the time to be around different activities in a positive sense. Somebody like that is people that you try and help, not people that you try and deflate, not people that you try to get depressed. So we do know that different agencies have written to the government of Grenada. I'm waiting to hear from the GSPCA. Yeah, GSPCA, I need to hear from all you on relation to that one as well. Because they can speak about all the different things they try to accuse him of and say, oh, he didn't do this and he didn't do that and he didn't do the other. The bottom line, the animals were here. The bottom line is the animals were not a threat to humans, nor were they a threat to other horses or anything like that. They were not a threat. And even the way that you all disposed of them, if they were a threat, they would have been more than a normal threat now, because you all drive them from the port after you kill them. You throw them in the transport and you drive them from the port. Right on the end with the Carriacou boat and things that's parked up there, you all kill them there. You all drive them on the boat from there. Not the boat in a vehicle from there. Bring them up in Maribo. Chop them up where all the meat and things that chop up. They chop them up there. And then burn them. Yeah? We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon. I'm not going to be long, just briefly. I had a question in regards to the death of the horses.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still wondering, if it was such an issue why the horses had to die, and it was so harmful to the Grenadian people, why would you take it to an abattoir where you have meat and everything else there that people has to eat? Why would you take it there to dispose of it?
But that tells you the conflict in their story. They know for a fact what they were saying and what they've been putting out there is not true. Up to now, my friend, up to now, you notice something? Nurse, up to now, the Ministry of Agriculture has not issued any release. They're hoping that this thing blow over and no people go forget it. We're not forgetting things. The same way we will continue talking about Andrew Frederick, the same way we continue speaking about Neil Franklin, we're going to continue speaking about this. Because
I'm going to continue speaking. Yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
If you and your family had not been continually pursuing the matter of Andrew Frederick and his death, it would not be on the front page of a particular newspaper this week.
Sheldon, I'm trying to keep my composure. I'm trying to keep my composure because my next result, if they don't want me to hit CNN and Donald Trump, and then he'll really know what's going on. I'm just trying to keep my composure and staying calm with this. And the comments I saw today on Nanide almost blew me over to just make phone calls. But I'm just going to give them some more time. Anyway, yes. So my question was about the horses. This, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, do we have competent people that can do their jobs, or they just put there just like if a little child playing with a piece of putty and they just Play-Doh and they just make a little ball and they just throw it across, and wherever it lands, and that's how you get a job. Because nothing seems to make sense. You kill the man horses, you say that it's harmful, it's dangerous, whatever the disease is, and then you take it to a place where it's food. We're talking about food safety and people eating that.
Because so remember, the abattoir is basically where all the meat at the pasture.
That is what I'm saying. And we know how there's hardly any hand washing in Grenada because of water situation. So,
no, I will say,
and if you wet your hands,
I will say though that the staff up there at the Maribor Abattoir do their very best to keep a clean thing.
Sheldon, I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying scenarios. Sometimes when I say something, I'm not saying that they're guilty of doing it. Just like when I spoke about the hospital the last time with that what was going on there, and I said it can be spread from hand washing. I don't mean to accuse the hospital staff of anything, because sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes there's no soap, and you can't wash your hands without soap. Or sometimes they have no gloves, or they have no PPE to work with. So I'm not blaming them. But I'm just, giving the scenarios that why would you take it there? If you found that it was so dangerous, take it somewhere to a field or somewhere and get rid of it. You take it to the airport. I'm still trying to figure out who made that decision. I'm still stuck at that level.
As we just say, nurse, make it make sense.
Exactly. And
make
then a bunch
sense.
of people talking. I don't want to just read when they come under people post and they talk this foolishness. If they read back what they're talking about, something dumb and stupid. And Sheldon,
I like to put it this way, nurse. They're insulting their parents for the money they spend for their education.
I'm wondering
and
if they even spend
that.
money on education, Sheldon.
I refuse I don't think any
educated people could song like that, so I don't think they had an education. And who mad, who vex, I don't care. Okay? I don't care. Put whatever you want. At this point, Wendy gonna be Wendy, and Wendy gonna shine regardless of what all you see. But any case, Sheldon, this nothing making sense. Nothing makes sense, and I'm sitting down there and figuring out who comes up with those things.
Yeah, because
anyway, good night,
that was one of the things that I was kind of concerned about. The fact that if you're saying this thing is it could be passed to humans, and we heard from the vet that version of it that the horse had could not be passed to humans, but they were claiming that it could be passed to humans. Now, if that was the case, why would you take it and bring it to a place where meat that humans are consuming is
even... And the Grenadian people... Go ahead.
No, but even to bring the dead carcass, if there were ticks on the dead carcass, the ticks could have gotten loose anywhere in the vicinity and bit animals that then humans had to consume and pass the virus on to those. Why did you bring it in a place where human meat is being dealt with? I mean,
Sheldon, do you know during COVID they were cremating the bodies up here? People were even not allowed to see the bodies. You know why?
I remember that, yeah.
You know why? The same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying COVID is deadly and is there was no funerals where you could go in and watch a body and bury and go in the cemetery. Everybody was just cremated and that's it. That goes to show you're gonna say this something and then you. Oh Jesus Lord! I'm going. It's just. This is just a bunch of craziness over and over and over and over, with no explanations.
Yes, indeed. All right,
Anyway,
Mercy, you have a wonderful night tonight and a wonderful weekend as well.
I'm watching my game and multitasking. I'm watching Talking Points and I'm watching my game.
All you want this thing, eh? All you good with it.
All right, good night.
Basketball, huh? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. All you enjoy, Papa, you. All right, but
Yes.
have a
We're
good one.
overdue. All right.
All right.
Good night.
Yeah, I've stopped watching basketball a lot. When I was watching basketball, it was still Celtics against Lakers. So that is how long I stopped with them thing. Folks, just a quick note before we sign off tonight. A tropical wave is expected to affect Grenada Friday night into Saturday morning, bringing increased cloudiness, showers, and possible thunderstorms. The tropical wave is approximately 511 nautical miles east of Grenada and moving 10 to 15 knots. Additionally, no warnings are in effect. Let me repeat. No warnings are in effect at this time. The Grenada Meteorological Service will continue monitoring the weather and provide timely updates. Yeah? So that came out roughly at 8 o'clock. Yeah, so there's a little bit of rain and basically saying we will get some rain. Yeah? Basically saying we might get some rain. You know, sometimes they say that and the whole thing break up. So we might get some rain. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. And Talking Points for this week as well. It's been an eventful week. From the New National Party convention to back on the issues with the horse to now we're hearing of visa-free travel for Nigerians into Grenada, teachers ain't getting their money, all sorts of things that we've been hearing that have taken place this week. Folks, but there's one thing I want you to remember to do. It is the 6th month of the year. You owe me 12 new supporters plus 6. Yeah? All you think I forget? 12 for last year plus 6 new supporters. People that you got and you have brought into the house of the New National Party and that you are sure on election day you can have these people vote for the New National Party. Bring them, bring them, bring them. Yeah? Leave no stone unturned. Leave no door unknocked. Leave no hand unshaked. And leave no mouth and word unlistened to. Speak to everybody. Knock every door. Get out there. We have 6 months have gone in the year. This is the 6th month. We have to make sure. We've got to make sure that we get as many people onto the side. People that have gone away, bring them back home. They vote for NNP before. Last election, you see them put on the NDC t-shirt and they go behind NDC. Bring them back. They have to come back to the green. Bring them back. They have to come back into the New National Party. Don't abandon them and say they vote for NDC the last time I see them jumping up in yellow. No. Because many of them are hurting. Many of them realize that they had made a mistake. They trusted people who don't know how to run the thing. They don't understand governance and they have no empathy towards any category of people in Grenada. They only care about themselves and their rich friends. Whether their rich friends be Grenadian or whether their rich friends be Nigerian. That is the only people they care about. They don't care about the average Grenadian. So you have a responsibility as people that do care about the average Grenadian to go out there and, as Mr. Vickers Jeremiah would say, make me happy. All I want you to do is make me happy. Go out there. You owe me 6. Before the end of this month, you must bring additional 6 people to add to the 12 that you had from me from last year that you have brought back into the fold or brought into the fold of the New National Party. Folks, I am out.